Frank has said in the recent shows that he thinks Ottawa could possibly be in play to take some of these guys. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I know, in listening to Mr. Murray, he's been saying that he's looking for I guess a top six forward, like and I think at the end of the day, are we going to take on a Phil Kessel type contract? Well, we've already talked about Mr. Melnick's issues, so I'm not sure what we're going to do. I mean, we need to. It's like Bill said, money in, money out. So if we can get a star today, we're going to have to basically give something, or maybe a couple of pieces up. Get that one stud, but give up a couple of we have drafted well. We've got some pretty good depth down on the farm and in this organization. But it's similar to you guys. Like, what do we really want to give up? Murray has said he's not going to give away Craig Anderson until we're out of the playoffs. Now, I still think we're out of the playoffs, but he's going to play. He's going to stay mum on that.
But with all due respect, old great friend of mine, you've heard a lot of GMs always bullshit like that. I'm not saying that Mr. Murray's a bullshitter, but they always misinform and they always play this chess game, right?
The cards close to your chest.
The old adage of life, never say never. If the right deal comes to Ottawa, they're going to trade that goalie.
Yeah, and again, not at the expense. I think we're not. We're 10 points out. I would be hard pressed. I mean, you're going to see. I think what you're going to see in the next
if
weeks
somebody
is you're
came
going to see you're going to see Craig Anderson carry the load, and either we're going to make a push. I don't think you're going to see Mr. Leonard in the nets. I think they're going to go solely with Craig Anderson. We're going to put all our
I'm
cards
saying to
there
you,
and let's go.
If there was a deal, I'm just telling you, buddy. If there was a deal where it would really benefit Ottawa's future to trade that goalie, I think that he would do it. What do you think, Billy? Am I wrong?
Oh, no, I think they make a deal, but when Brian Murray says he's not going to trade his goalie, he's pretty much talking to his fans and saying, look, I'm not going to betray you before we're out. Well, they're not going to be out before. They could be. March the 2nd, I think, is trade deadline. So they could be out. He might have an out there. When they come March the 2nd, they're officially eliminated. Highly unlikely. But he doesn't want to depress the fans by saying, well, I'm going to trade Craig Anderson. He's, a UFA
but I still think it's more propaganda because if a general manager out there from another team who's one goalie short of securing himself to playing to winning Stanley Cup for his team, and whether let's say it's Philadelphia. Let's say Philadelphia really for the first time in their history, because they've always had this huge problem with solidifying their playoff hopes with a goalie that would be a clutch player for them, right? Let's say Philly went to them and made them an offer they couldn't refuse, cash and some players. I'm sure he would trade them.
I'm sure he would too, Brandon. But right now, he's not getting that. And that's why he's saying what he's saying.
But I agree with what you said. I think he did a nice PR move for his fans. They love the goalie. He's a great goalie. He's one of the best in the NHL. And he's exciting to watch, and I think that that's what he said to his fans. But on the other side of that coin is, please make me an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah, I think that's the official white flag. I think we're all in agreement that if Craig Anderson goes, it's got to be obviously for a great, great deal. But until then, it's Craig.
Well, he's in a great position. If I was the GM of Ottawa, I'd be very pleased right now because he's got an incredible asset that a lot of teams are always short of, right? Yeah. And he's the guarantee. He's the guy that a team that's loaded really strong. Like Tuukka Rask is a great goalie for Boston, but it'd be great to see if Boston had another guy who could help, because I think Tuukka Rask let them down last year, personally.
This situation reminds me a lot of like with Ryan Miller last year, and St. Louis made the big play to get him because they thought he could take them over the top.
Exactly.
The longer that this goes, up until the trade deadline, the more value he's going to have, as you just said, Frank, and that's why I think Brian Murray can say, we're not going to do anything, but it's brackets not now. When the time comes, they'll move him.